customer bases. Woohoo! I'm loving this, you guys. We are having so much fun. So I want to remind you here of the challenge because I want you to drop in the comments how we're doing on the challenge. Okay, so the challenge is, in addition to learning these tips and things, is to actually adding customers. And remember that a face can be a customer, but a customer doesn't have to be a face. I actually gathered 2 ladies this week that were not faces. One was from my YouTube channel, and one was one of my customers said, "Hey, my neighbor, I was talking to her about you, and she was wondering if she could buy from you." I'm like, wonder no more, because yes, she can. So, okay, so put in the comments, how many customers have you added? Did you build it big yet? And you have 15 new, and a customer is new to you and must purchase products. So basically April 1st through today. So if you've added 15 new, I know there's a couple of you. Who's building it on target for building it fat with 30 new? Building it juicy with 60 new? And then building it big, fat, and juicy with 75. Okay, we've got Deb has 2, Misty building it big has 15, Tammy has 5, she's on target to build it big. Brianna has 11, building it big. Becky's on target to build it big. So exciting. Okay, keep those coming. So that is that, and I will give you the challenge for this week here in a hot minute. But your assignment from last week was to get your customer birthday systems set up. And it's amazing. So many of you, have been in the company for a while, and a lot of you were like, "Oh my gosh, this is like the best thing ever." So how many of you did the challenge this week and you got your customer birthday system set up? Okay, lots of you are nodding. We got Misty, Becky, Brianna's like maybe half and half, Cheryl, Tammy. Awesome, you guys. I love that. So way to go, everybody, for doing that. If you learned anything while doing that, drop it in the comments. I think this is good for us to, kind of process all this new stuff together. For this week, I'll give you a challenge here in a second, but we are talking about building skincare customers. We have some really good stuff for you tonight. I'm super excited about it. So let's talk about why build a skincare customer versus just a girl who buys a mascara. I mean, obviously there's the sheer amount that you've sold that makes a difference, but there is some nuancy, different-y things that happen when you build skincare customers. So first off, you have better reorders, because even if you think about your own usage of the products, like how often do you really, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you how old this Raspberry Ice lipstick is on my desk. It's probably been here forever. Like I don't even know. And I have so many of them open, so who would know anyway? But how often do you run out of a lipstick really? Versus, skincare is a thing that even if you're not a makeup person, like they're doing it or should be doing it like once or twice a day. So they're going to be a better reorder customer. Also, it's harder, in my opinion, it's harder to find skincare products that really work and jive and feel good on your skin versus like makeup, which can be a very grab and go item. And, they might be at this store and see a cool lip gloss and at this store and see a cool eyeliner versus like, oh, no, I've got my skincare figured out and set up. So that's one. They're also more likely, in my opinion, to buy more frequently. And remember when we did the first part of this series, we talked about that, like, statistically speaking, a customer is more likely to be a long-term customer when they purchase from you 3 or more times. Okay, so 3 times. So a skincare customer is more likely to do that. Also, I find that they're more likely to trust you because you help them find the products that work for them. Kate's going to go all into how to do that, which is really great. And they're going to trust you for other things. It's like if they trust you in something like that, they're going to trust you for other things, such as like holiday shopping. They're going to trust you for that. They're going to trust you to help them find a skincare routine for their teenager. They're going to trust you to help them find skincare for their husband. They're going to trust you. They're going to try the limited edition product that you are raving about and love so much, and the supplements that you're raving about and love so much, and the perfume that you're raving about and love so much. So you're going to have just more sales when you have those skincare customers. Now, how do you define a skincare customer? I do not consider someone who just buys a charcoal mask a skincare customer. I mean, you can define it however you want. We own our own business. I require, not that it's required, but I, in my mind, categorize them as a skincare customer if they're at least using a basic skincare set. And basic skincare is cleansing their face and moisturizing it. So whether it's the cleanser moisturizer from the Mary Kay skincare line, the cleanser moisturizer from, the Miracle set, the acne set, whatever. So they're using some type of like regimen, not just like a supplement, right? So that's how I categorize a skincare customer. So just to give you some quick tips, and then I'll turn it over to, one second, I'll turn it over to Anna and Kate. So what are some ideas to just kind of like know who your skincare customers are? Because, one of the things, even with the birthdays, right? Like last week we talked about just knowing who your birthday customers are. It's the same thing with skincare. Do you even know who your skincare customers are? So the first thing that I will be showing you, if I can pull it up here, yep. Okay, is this cool thing on InTouch that you can do, and this is going to be part of your homework, so you're going to want to pay attention to this, is, okay, so when you add a customer to InTouch, right, you can add first, last name, add all their info, birthday. Remember last week we talked the importance of birthdays. The other thing I want to teach you about is something called tags. And if you're not doing tags, you need to start doing tags. That's basically all I'm going to tell you about that, because you can make up whatever categories you want for your skincare customers. Now, I think I have 4 or 5 tags. I'll show you that in a second. And I don't make more than that because they don't come as a list here, but I know that one of my tags, see how I just start typing it? One of my tags is skincare customer. And one of my tags is repair customer, because I like to keep my repair customers separate, because they're just like, they're my Cadillac customers. They're my bougie customers. And there are certain times, like when the retinol came out, that I want to reach out to those bougie customers. But then if you go to your customer list, you can go to, I know Anna showed us this last week with filters, but you can go to filter and you can filter by tags. And you can select what tag. So I have 4 tags: a prospect, if I put them on PCP, or repair customer, and skincare customer. So those are the ones. But you can name your tags whatever the heck you want, which is great. So that's one way to know who your customers are. So one of your assignments for next week, actually, you know what? I'm just going to give you the assignments right now, because then Kate and Anna can just close us out for the day. But okay, so these are your assignments for next week. The first 2 are going to be more relevant after Kate has spoke, but I want you this is like a non-negotiable for me, okay? Like if you want to have more skincare customers, you got to know more about skincare. So I want you to open a skincare line or a supplement or a bottle of something that you've never used before. I want you to use it. I want you to learn about it on InTouch. I want you to experience it. I want you to be intentional about it for the next week, okay? And then I want you to, the second thing is post a picture or video to your stories of you with this product. Now, if you don't have full-size product, use a sample of a product that you have. Like maybe you've never used the microdermabrasion, pull a sample that came in your $20 thing and start using it for the week. And then the last thing is to go through your customers. One of the things we've been talking a lot about is like making sure the data is up to date with your customers. So go through your customers that you can remember and try to backtrack and create a skincare customer tag for them. Okay. Now, backtracking never works that great for me, at least. I see so many faces that I can never remember, but at least do it as best as you can so that moving forward, you're good about remembering to do that tag every time you're entering your customers. So that's one thing. And then 2 other quick things that I just wanted to give you is whenever people reorder from me, so I do have a lot of makeup customers, and anytime they reorder from me, I refuse to give them makeup samples. I give them skincare samples. So I will put in their order a sample of the Miracle set, a sample of the Repair set, or a sample of the Mary Kay skincare line. But I make sure that the sample I select for her is appropriate for her. So if she's 60, I'm not going to give her the Mary Kay skincare line sample. I'm going to give her the Repair sample. to try and then follow up on it. Hey girl, did you get the sample that I sent in your order? Did you get a chance to use it? Do you love it? So it's like setting a reminder for about a week to 10 days after you mail her reorder to see if she's used it. You could also put a coupon in there. I used to do this, just a little piece of paper that said, if you order this by, if you reordered this sample within a week of getting your order, I'll give you 15% off of that set. So that's a way to kind of get orders after the orders. Brianna had a great question. How do you track the samples that you've sent? I just have a little sheet that I actually made more so because when you start getting a lot of reorders, you start going, did I actually mail that out? And so it's like, her name, did she mail this or did I mail this? Check. What sample did I stick in there? And so then I know how to follow up. And then the last thing is just be interested in their progress of their skincare. So if they do buy a skincare set from you, it's that follow up, which we're going to talk about in the last session. Being interested, not just like, hey, what do you think, but being interested in the progress of how her skin is feeling makes a huge difference. And I love hearing from customers. I just had a girl today, like, I got that really thick cream from you and I am loving it. And I'm using it on my neck and I used it. She gave me like 8 different examples of when she used it. So yeah, so those are my tips for knowing who your skincare customers are and moving it on. So Kate is going to take us away, girl.
Yeah, so
Oops, Kate, I muted you.
I unmuted myself and then you mute me. I am going to talk about like how do we find the perfect skincare regimen for our customers? Because you guys, that is really what sets us apart from that customer coming back to us, then going to Target or going to Ulta and just grabbing something off of the shelf, is that we can personalize and help them customize their skincare regimen. And I want to make it super easy for you guys, even if you feel like I am brand new, or maybe you've been in for a long time and you still aren't super confident with all of the different skincare lines. And so that's part of our homework this week is opening up something brand new and just feeling it, because I don't want you guys to stand in your own way by not selling a product or not selling a line because you don't feel confident in knowing everything about that line, when it could be the right product for that customer. And so, how do you go about finding out what's best for that customer? And guys, it comes down to just asking them questions and talking to them and really connecting with them and finding their needs, because that is what we do. And that's what makes you a good consultant, is fulfilling her needs. And so I made up a little like graphic that I will post on in our Facebook group. Um, just kind of like the basic questions to ask, because sometimes we're like, oh, just talk to them in the one-on-one consult and figure out what they need. But sometimes you're like, oh no, like what are the key questions that you need to be asking? And Emily had these words earlier that she sent, and I really liked this. So this is these are questions that you would ask somebody at an appointment, in the one-on-one closing, but it doesn't have to be a face. It can be a brand new customer, somebody that's just reaching out and interested in the products. You still want to be asking these questions and starting that conversation. And Emily had these words, kind of asking like permission for us to do our job. And I really like that. So ask her, tell me about your skin, what you would change about it if you could. And then Emily says, I have a regimen in mind that I think could get you to that goal. How would that feel? Would you be open to me sharing it? And I really like, it's kind of like asking for permission to let me do my job, but it's kind of that opening when you are talking to a new customer, not in an appointment kind of environment. But these are kind of some of the basic questions that that I do ask, whether it's at an appointment or just a brand new customer, asking what are you looking for in a skincare routine? Because you guys, there are people out there that want a whole skincare routine. And then there are some that they wash their face with water right now. So they're not going to be looking for an extensive skincare routine. And so asking them what, and a lot of people, I hear this a lot too. They want a skincare routine, but they don't necessarily know what that means. So ask them, what what are you looking for in a skincare routine? And she may not know, and that's okay. That's how you kind of start building and putting the pieces together to build her perfect skincare. The second question, what does your skincare routine look like now? I ask this all the time, pretty much to everybody at my appointments is what does your skincare routine look like now? Because if she is one of those that just sits there and splashes water on her face, I'm not going to be sharing all of the clinical solutions boosters and all of these supplements with her. I'm going to have them there, but I'm really going to be focusing on just getting her onto a cleanser and moisturizer because the rest of the stuff might scare her because it's a whole lot more than what she's doing right now. The next question, what results are you looking to get out of a skincare routine? Is she looking to just, have a clean, fresh face? Is she looking to even out her skin tone? Is she wanting a skincare routine for anti-aging? These are the questions that we need to ask so we can narrow it down to what products to kind of point her towards. Um, this one I really like to ask. I got into the habit of, oh, is your skin more normal to dry or combination oily? People don't know what that means, even though that's how our products are categorized. I have a lot of people that will look at me and go, well, I don't know, combination, a little bit of both. And so I like it to word it this way. Is your skin dry like the desert or is it oily like a grease slick? And where do you fall on that line? So that way, if they're more, there's a lot of people that say that they're combination, but they're closer to that drier side. And I tell them, if you honestly don't know, it's probably normal because you're going to know if your skin is dry or oily. And so that you can kind of gauge where they are because so many people say combination. And then so I give them the combination oily. And then halfway through the appointment, they're telling me how dry their skin is. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not what you said at the beginning. So giving them kind of those different, simpler terms, not necessarily our Mary Kay terms. So dry like the desert, they kind of know that. Greasy like a slick, you can kind of help them find where they are on on that line. The next question, what products grabbed your attention or interested you? So this is a question for that one-on-one consult at the end of the appointment or a new customer that picked up a catalog from you or was exploring on the website. I like to know what products grabbed her attention. What products did she like gravitate towards? Because those are the products that I'm going to, number one, if it's more of a supplemental product, make sure that I'm getting her on a basic skincare to go along with it. But also, that's going to kind of show me what her skincare issues are and what she thinks her biggest concerns are, or just kind of what interests her. A lot of times it's key ingredients that people hear about in, social media or whatever they hear about, retinol. And so those are the products that jump out to them. Well, she's probably interested in aging if she's been hearing about retinol. Next, what would you say is your biggest skincare concern? this is huge because that is how you're going to help her find the products that are going to give her the best result that she's wanting. Is does she struggle with acne breakouts? Does she have super dry skin? Like that's going to help gear you towards that perfect skincare line to start out with. This one I really like to ask because I get a lot of people that say, I have sensitive skin. And sometimes you may be like, oh, she's got sensitive skin. We need to give her the Mary Kay line. We need to be like really careful with what we give her. Have you ever asked what she's sensitive to? Because I feel like, especially if one person at the table says, I have sensitive skin, everybody else says, I have sensitive skin. What are they sensitive to? Is, and so I ask, like, in what way do you find it sensitive? Is it after using a certain product? Is it after using certain ingredients? I find that people who do have allergies or super sensitive skin know what ingredients will flare up their skin. Or are they sensitive to SPF? Narrow that down because you don't have to put them into that sensitive skin pile necessarily, because you guys, so many of our products are tested and are safe for sensitive skin. So don't automatically assume that they're going to break out from everything if they say they have sensitive skin. Get deeper into that. And then last, how many steps or how much time would you commit to your skincare routine twice a day? Because again, this kind of what I said at the beginning, if she just washes her face with water, having 5 or 6 steps, that's a huge jump. And to that may overwhelm her. And so instead of doing those 5 steps, she may do none. And so I would rather have her get on a cleanser and moisturizer, start with that, and in the future, get her onto, the lifting serum or the daytime recover or daytime and nighttime recovery. Adding those things in later because you don't want to overwhelm her. And she is going to be a great customer because you worked with her on that and didn't just sell her a set to sell her a set. So I hope you guys find that these are really good questions to just kind of narrow it down and get to know them. Because when we find the products that are going to give them the results, that are going to be easy and simple for them to use, not overwhelm them, that's how we're going to build those really good skincare customers. So I am going to, like I said, I'll post that in on our Facebook page and move into my second slide. And I'm going to really go through this super fast because I will be posting this one too. And I want to give Anna some time too. So you guys, when we are building skincare customers, we want to start them on a good foundation, and that means starting them out with a skincare set. Now, not everybody is going to like ideally this skincare set is going to work for them. Sometimes I'll use pieces of clear proof in the Time Wise Miracle set, but that's because I'm familiar with the products. I know what's going to work with her. That comes with knowing and learning the products yourself. But don't be starting them on boosters. Don't be starting them on just microdermabrasion. You have to lay the foundation like you're building a skyscraper and start with that skincare set first. So these are all of our skincare sets. And I just kind of briefly next to each one of them wrote down if somebody tells you she's got super dry skin, and her issues. She wants to get rid of the signs of aging that are slowly happening, but she's like 28. Where would I put her? And so I'm hoping that this graphic kind of helps you with that. she would go in the Time Wise Miracle Set normal to dry. If she isn't super concerned about age fighting, maybe she's in college or just not concerned, just wants clean, healthy, simple, that would be the Mary Kay line. We've got our hydrating, mattifying. Like I said, I'm not going to run through this super fast because I want us to get done with time, but just read through this and I just did like a brief example of what customer would fall into each of those sets. So I will post both of those in our Facebook group, and I'm going to turn it over to Anna to finish up our training.
Okay. So, I want to talk about knowing the skincare lines. I mean, I know Kate has her visual, but I want to talk about this because the better you know products, the better you're going to be able to work with your people when they're reordering. So, this winter, I had a customer who reached out to me and was like, I need another moisturizer. I'm totally out. And I thought, I just sold her one like a month ago. And because I know that our products and the amount of time that they should last, I said, I think you're applying too much of it. And she said, well, my skin is so dry, it's just like pulling it all in instantly. So I have to use a lot. So I was able to then say, why don't we try our intense moisturizing cream? And a few days later, I checked in, she loved it. If that hadn't worked, I would have tried the hydrating booster. Like we have different options for things, but knowing how much time products should last so you're aware of when they do come back and reorder. Like let's say somebody orders a set, like a repair set, and they come back, in 6 weeks and they're like, I ran out of it. If you know that it should last 2.5 months, you'd say, I think you're using too much of it. So we're helping them and they're going to appreciate us talking to them about how long products last because then they're going to be like, I can trust this person. They're not just trying to like keep selling me more product that I don't necessarily need. They have my best interest at heart here. I even tell people when I'm demoing the Time Wise set, this should last you 3 months using it twice a day because then they really see the value of it as well. And they're not like, oh, this is just expensive skincare. I'm going to go through in like 2 weeks and I'm going to need to buy it again. They're like, oh, this is going to last me a long time. And they see value in that. And especially in today's world, we want to be selling the value on everything that we have as well. So just a quick way to be able to see more of where to find these things. So on InTouch, you can go to the search bar here at the top and you can just type in any skincare line that you want to put in. So I typed in repair. You can also do this going through education and down to products. But if you scroll down, then every one of the products has a fact sheet. And so if you're like, well, I don't know exactly how to use, or I don't know how long products should last, you can just use these fact sheets. So for example, the renewing or the time-wise repair eye cream. So it gives you all the information about it here, and then it tells you how the benefits and the claims of it are, how long it should last, the science behind it. And you don't need to go into all of these details with your customer, but if you have some of this background, it helps you when you're talking to them. A lot of times they're like, I don't know if I'm using things in the right order. Even the other day I had a party and one of the girls was like, I bought skincare and I have no idea if I'm using things in the right order. And they just want to know these things too. So again, order of application is on here, but they always have a use up rate. So average use up rate is 2.5 months when applied twice a day. So you can find information on any and all of our products this way. It's just a great way to have that background. And so you are understanding the products enough that not only are you matching them with the right thing, but you're selling the value of it. And they are going to want to reorder those things from you because they know that they can trust you with it. So that's the basics of what I have.
Awesome, Anna. I have a quick final thought. I don't know, Kate, if you had anything you wanted to add.
Nope, go
Okay.
for it.
So I just want to share this with you guys because this has been coming up a lot for me at appointments. If I don't know if you guys have ever thought of this, but like, what is our job as beauty consultants, right? And if I had to like narrow it down to something really simple, it's that it's our job to keep people from being basic. Like it's our job to keep people from being basic with their skincare. It's our job to keep people from being basic with their color. Meaning like they're using something but it's not really working. And how many of you, I know that there's probably almost everyone on this Zoom has encountered this if you've done faces. When you go to the party and they tell you what their skincare routine is and they say, "Oh, I use CeraVe or Cetaphil." How many of you, CeraVe or Cetaphil are the two brands? Yeah, everyone's nodding their head, right? Here's the thing, you guys. People are using CeraVe and Cetaphil not because it's like this revolutionary skincare product that their skin feels so transformed when they use it. It's because Cetaphil and CeraVe are basic and it's easy and it's like a sure pick. Like they know they're not going to, it's not going to dry them out. They also know it's not going to like create oil, but yet nobody who uses CeraVe and Cetaphil is like, wow, it's the best skincare I've ever had in my whole life. Like it's just basic and easy and something for them to buy. And so it's our job to save them from being basic, right? And so I really think that our products, like have confidence in this statement, is that our products are even at a basic skincare level, even the Mary Kay skincare line, if they only used a cleanser or moisturizer, is not it feels even better than using CeraVe and Cetaphil. There was a time in my life when I used Cetaphil, so I feel like I can say this with a little bit of confidence. So it's our job to keep them from being basic. So don't be like deterred if they're like, well, I use CeraVe or Cetaphil. It's like they don't even like the results from it. It's just easy to use. So I just wanted to mention that. And then I did find I'll post this, but I did find my tracking sheet for reorders. So I'll post this for you guys, but it's just my way of keeping my sanity to make sure that I actually mailed something, what the sample was set, and then the date that I should follow up on that sample. And again, making sure that the samples you're sending are appropriate. Like don't send your repair customer the Mary Kay skincare line or she'll downgrade, and we don't want people downgrading because again, our job is to keep people from being basic. So anyway, Kate has a little inspiration to close us out for today.
Yeah. So, and I just want to, my kind of closing thought is, you guys, skincare is the bread and butter of our business. Like Emily said, how often do people reorder lipsticks or eyeshadows? And so get to know the skincare products yourself. And people don't need to know all of the research and all of the ingredients. Just try it yourself. Wash your face with a different cleanser. And so, really, like, I want everybody to do the homework this week and open a new product and feel it because that's how our customers, that's how I sell things, is I tell them, this is how it feels. This is what it did. Um, that's how you're going to be really good at selling skincare is getting to know the products yourself. So I just wanted to wrap it up tonight with a quote from Mary Kay Ash that says, pretend that every single person you meet has a sign around his or her neck that says, make me feel important. Not only will you succeed in sales, but you will succeed in life. And that's where a lot of asking those questions to a new customer or to somebody that you meet at an appointment is going to make her feel important because you don't walk into Ulta and somebody come rushing up to you and go, what are your skincare issues? What does your skincare regimen look like? Like how can I help you and help you find that perfect skincare that you're going to love? They don't do that. And so that's where we get to really shine and get to be that for her. So I hope you guys have a great week and finish the end of April strong. We just have a couple of days. So we'll see you guys next week and have a great night.